in the net of time. The city of Jalna was still fast asleep as usual. There was no sound in the streets except for the barking of dogs, but a different storm was brewing in Mayur's workshop. Notebook pages were scattered as if torn apart. Wires were strewn across the table, and the heat from the blazing light bulbs filled the room. It was as if a laboratory of time itself had been set up in that one house. Mayur's brain was racing. His sketches had begun to take shape. A massive circular machine like a cage meant to capture time itself. He muttered to himself as he wrote, counter-frequency, stable waves, refolding space-time. But a difficult question gnawed at his mind: how to do this? Household resources alone would not be enough for such immense energy. Relying on the electricity board's lines meant plunging his neighbors into darkness. He would have to do something else, something different. Just then his mobile lit up. It was a message from his old classmate. Atul had become a big engineer at a lab in Pune. Mayur, did you see the news yesterday? It looks like a scientific puzzle. It made me think of you. Mayur's heart pounded. Perhaps this was his chance, but his conscience struggled. Did he have the courage to tell someone the truth, that a city was lost because of his mistake? While he was thinking, the radio crackled again. This time it was an American reporter's voice. Things are getting out of hand in the Nevada desert. Police have claimed to have actually seen people from the past. Last night, a soldier reported having high-fived an unfamiliar man. But the man vanished in an instant. Signs indicate that two times are now beginning to clash. Mayur's face went pale. Time was running out. If this thread broke any further, not just Las Vegas, but the entire world would collapse into its past, and the sense of which time was real would be lost. He took a deep breath. No, he muttered. This cannot remain a secret. I have to get help. This is not just my mistake. It's a global crisis. He picked up the phone and dialed Atul's number. From the other side, Atul's tired but eager voice spoke. Hello, Mayur. So late. A lump caught in Mayur's throat, but he closed his eyes and forced the words out. Atul, I need to tell you something. Las Vegas has vanished, and I'm behind it. The words resonated in the room like thunder. The news of the ghostly city in the desert continued on the radio, and in a workshop in Jalna, the conspiracy that would decide the future had begun. There was silence on the other end of the phone for a few moments. Then Atul's voice was heard. Atul, what did you say? Las Vegas vanished because of you. Is this some kind of joke, Mayur? Mayur, I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. I was building a flying car for my son, a small toy. But in it, I conducted an experiment that pierced the very fabric of time. Atul, you always had wild ideas, but this is Mayur, this isn't possible. Time can only be measured on a clock. It can't be broken or bent.
That's what I thought, but until I saw it, the clock stopped. A fly disappeared and reappeared. And now, an entire city has been lifted out of time. Listen to the news in America. It all happened because of this toy of mine.
Silence on that other end for a few moments. Then Atul's voice turned serious. Atul. Do you still have the toy? Yes, it's right here. But it's inactive now. Its energy is spent. I have to fix this. Otherwise, the two times will clash. You can't even imagine, Atul. What will happen if the past and the present merge? Paradox. Kabul collapse. Everything could race
Bliss! Exactly! That's why I need your help. I need to build a big machine to create a counter frequency and fold the layers of time back into place. But the energy, the components required for that, I have none of it.
You know, to build something like that, we need half a research center. This project won't work in a home garage.
I don't have time, Atul. Every minute that ghostly city becomes more real. Soldiers are starting to touch people. Airplane pilots are seeing these cars. If we delay, time itself will collapse.
Bill takes a long breath. There was no longer doubt in his voice, but dread. All right, Mayur. I believe you. Tell me, where do we start?
Chapter for coming soon.